Welcome to Equity and Excellence, the E-squared solution from Creative Leadership Solutions. I'm Doug Reeves. Thanks for joining us. In this video, we're going to be talking about another professional practice associated with high-performing equity and excellence schools, and that is cross-disciplinary instruction. Now, before I get to the details, I want to address a serious morale issue that is affecting schools around the country, around the world, and it's this. The teachers in the tested grades and the tested subjects feel that they are the only ones under the microscope and everybody else can breathe a little easy. I want to respectfully push back on that. Friends, if we don't acknowledge that all of us share ownership and responsibility for the scores in every grade, we're really missing an opportunity. Let me illustrate with some evidence on this. What's the strongest predictor of fourth grade ELA scores? Kindergarten reading readiness. And yet you've never seen a kindergarten score show up on a state accountability report. In fact, toxically, some people ignore that, not realizing that what we do in pre-K and kindergarten is profoundly important throughout the entire lifetime of that student. And I mean that literally. Some of the latest and best evidence, I'm indebted to the University of Washington and the University of Chicago for this, have conducted long-term longitudinal studies where what we do in early childhood and kindergarten have lifetime benefits not only for those students, but for their children decades hence. So don't you dare to settle for looking at third and fourth grade math and reading scores. Everybody in the school in every subject owns this. Similarly, when we know that literacy is important, don't lose the opportunity to reinforce literacy in every science, social studies, mathematics class. Don't lose the opportunity to enhance vocabulary in every art and music class. We all own this. If we don't have a focus on these scores in every subject, every grade, then we're missing an opportunity and we're hurting the morale of those teachers who are only in the tested subjects and tested grades. Friends, we own this together, and every one of us in every grade and every subject must assume responsibility for equity and excellence and for the scores that show up in the newspaper. Now, let's talk about some very specific issues that I've noticed around the country in the last few months. A lot of people are concerned about math scores, but we got to dig deeper than that. Some people say, well, they just didn't have the basics and it's too late to do anything about it. I don't settle for superficial explanations about that. And by the way, I'm all in favor of kids learning mathematics facts without calculators. But don't stop there. The subscale of mathematics that is bedeviling students and teachers is measurement. Now, why is measurement so difficult? Well, sometimes it doesn't even show up in the curriculum until after the state test is administered. It gets short shrift. Moreover, the math curriculum is overburdened and crowded already. But there are some schools that are doing measurement every day in PE class, measurement every day in art class, measurement every day in science class. In fact, the math teachers lead the way saying we need help on metric measurement, or we need help on English measurement. And they make sure that every opportunity in physical education, in art, in every subject has the opportunity to reinforce those measurement learnings all year long. That's just one example. Argumentative writing. We know that argumentative writing is way overweighted in most state and provincial tests, so don't settle for argumentative writing being one particular month in the ELA curriculum. We need to be doing argumentative writing, claim, evidence, reasoning, all year long in science, in social studies, in every single class. And the more reinforced it is, the more practice students get, the better off they're all going to be. And what about the consistent emphasis on conventions? I see too many subjects outside of English language arts where students are merely filling in worksheets. What a lost opportunity. Have them write complete sentences, not just deliver the answer. And have them start with a capital letter and end in a period. Now, look, I'm a math teacher. We're not asking Doug, the math teacher, to do sixth-rate writing because I can't figure that stuff out. I defer to my expert colleagues in ELA. But you know what you can't expect Doug, the math teacher, to do? Conventions. That is subject-verb agreement. Start with a capital letter. End with a period. Use the King's English correctly. You can expect me to also reinforce organization. I saw a faculty brilliantly put together, and I'm not exaggerating, a rubric this big. I'm talking like 2.5 inches tall that the people outside of ELA used. They weren't trying to take Doug the math geek and make me into a writing expert, but they did expect Doug the math geek to take that little tiny rubric and apply it to every single explanation of a graph, of a chart, of a mathematical proposition. And we can do the same thing in analyzing maps in history and analyzing chemical equations in science. We can make sure that it's not just filling out forms, but engaging in writing, informative writing, nonfiction writing at every single turn. So I'm not asking everybody to do everything. I am asking all of us to agree on the highly powerful process of cross-disciplinary instruction. If you're not sure about how that fits in, ask one of your colleagues in a tested grade, in a tested subjects. Make sure that they know that you're part of the team, you're part of the solution, and that you've got their back. It's a morale issue. It's a collegial issue. It's a professional issue. And we owe it to each other to give our continued support to every single person in the faculty. Thanks for listening.